The message you're about to hear belongs to a fictional character created exclusively for artistic purposes. Any resemblance to real persons, events, or situations is purely coincidental. No artificial intelligence was used in the creation of this content. Your discretion is advised.
You've been warned. It is extremely important that you listen to this message. The following decrees are hereby instituted throughout national territory. They shall be passed down from generation to generation. First decree. It is hereby decreed that it is forbidden to own your mind, to flaunt your own ideas, to wear your own skin. Any attempt to question or criticize that jeopardize the uniformity of the collective will be seen as high treason against our system and will not be tolerated. You belong to the collective. Speak only what is permitted, think only what is approved, feel only what is authorized. When in doubt, remember, silence is your freedom and your protection. Second decree. You must follow protocol and not dare to stand out. There is a behavioral and aesthetic model that must be followed according to the trend that the state establishes, and you must fit in. If you decide to be different, to show off your unique identity, you will be neutralized. There will be a mandatory forced confinement for behavioral and ethical reform, lasting at least 120 days if this decree is broken. Third decree. Any attempt to change social status will not be encouraged. Accepting your condition is a noble attitude, and the state is grateful. Dreams must be aligned with and useful to the state. Personal ambition opens the door to individual progress, and this is a betrayal to the collective. And the state values social justice. Should you, against all reasonable expectation, come into any measure of prosperity, you will be punished with severe levies and corrective taxation to rectify the societal disruption caused by your ascent. The state will retain these contributions for the greatest good of all. Fourth decree. Rest and contemplation are antagonistic to state progress, and anyone who dares to do so is strictly forbidden from doing so, on pain of being replaced and stripped of all social value. Remember, being a nobody brings no honor to yourself or your nation. The state encourages high productivity, and profit is valued more than individual needs. Fifth decree. Men must be men and women must be women. Only these two genders will be approved and permitted. It is mandated that each occupy their proper position in society. Men are in charge of providing, and any display of vulnerability will be perceived as weakness, and the state does not tolerate weakness. They must protect their families and the state from any external danger. Their lives are not their own. Their lives are property of the state. So under this decree, it is determined that in situations of conflict, men will have the honor of living for the nation, because to die for the nation is to live in eternal glory. The state will make sure their names are remembered, especially when hands are shaken with former enemies while peace treaties are signed. Women are charged with the honorable duty of nurturing and serving their homes, and to obey their parents, their husbands with grace, to obey the state with their modesty. Any attempt to attract attention to themselves, whether physically, mentally, spiritually, or financially, will be severely sanctioned, violently punished. The state does not forget, ever. Sixth decree. It is strongly forbidden to discuss politics, especially if you oppose our ideology. It is the sole duty of the state to indoctrinate and decide what is best for the nation and to protect it from any threat. Any content that disturbs the security and peace of the collective will be censored. Seventh decree. You must not read books, websites, or watch movies that contaminate your mind and cause you to have thoughts that induce you to defy our rules. You are allowed to listen to music exclusively approved by the state, and the same goes for any cultural manifestation that refuses only to entertain and whose principles are to move, provoke, transform, inspire, and raise awareness. Individuals caught breaking that particular law will be cancelled and immediately considered enemies of the state. The state does not condone terrorism. Eighth decree. Any religion other than that established by law will be discriminated against, exterminated. It is forbidden to practice any spiritual ritual that involves nature, mantras, precious stones, astrology, cartomancy, energy healing, and meditations that are based on other religious traditions. All these practices emphasize spiritual self-sufficiency and distance the individual from the sacred state. The transgressor must be corrected and directed by the truth of the state. Ninth decree. Any attempt to form platforms, groups, communities, or collectives based on ideals of diversity, respect, solidarity, equality, unity, empathy, which violate traditional family values and national morals, and which subsequently inspire separation from our beloved nation, will be violently condemned. 10th decree. We, the state, control the media and dictate what is right and what is wrong, who is good and who is bad, and what is true and what is not. You mustn't care about suffering beyond your borders. If you witness someone else's pain, look the other way. The state appreciates your abstention, ignorance, and indifference. The less you do, know, or interfere, the better. Any misconduct will not be tolerated under any circumstances. You are under warning. 11th decree. Any public demonstrations against each of these rules are forbidden. Those who support these rebels, anarchists, agitators without denouncing them will be considered accomplices and therefore found guilty of the same crime. For both, the state's response will be the exile or penalty. Stay vigilant and protect order, the order of the state. Trust no one, nor even yourselves, especially not yourselves. The state knows best. You've been warned. Yes, you've been warned. I've been warned. The decrees are plastered all over the city streets, the city walls. They have been circulating like a plague since ever. The warning be damned. I will speak. I will speak.